Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chaos Chronicles.
Navigating the randomness.
I'm Jess,
I'm Connie.
and we are back with another Reddit story for you guys.
That's right. Before we get too deep into anything, just a reminder you can find us at all of our social media. They are linked in the description below. We would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and follow. And as usual, for our Who Knows What one day,
Close.
close. We were getting there. Who Knows What Wednesday does get hard to say when you're trying to say it fast.
Mm-hmm.
For
Little tongue
the
twister.
a little bit of a tongue twister. So for those who are new to the Who Knows
The
for
Who Knows
those
What Wednesdays.
for those of you who are new here, hi. Doesn't get better than this. Um oh dear. The way this is set up is that Jess has kindly put together Reddit stories that she has compiled and then she reads them. I don't know what they are, so you and I are reacting in real time and we will be here just giving color commentary. I don't think I forgot anything in that little spiel, but obviously, who knows?
I don't think so, but if anything else comes up, we'll let you know.
Bueno. Oh,
All right. Am I the a-hole for threatening to take my sister to court after her toddler destroyed my $2,000 gaming setup because she said I should have baby-proofed my apartment?
Okay, this is actually an area of tort law that I remember learning about last year.
Ooh.
So again, I don't know where this is happening, and different jurisdictions can treat it differently, but this is very interesting. Okay, okay.
Hi, Reddit. I'm a 25 female, and I'm honestly at my breaking point with this one. I need an outside perspective because my entire family is acting like I'm horrible for standing my ground. So, I am a student software developer and a pretty serious PC gamer in my free time. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment that I've spent years making cozy and functional. I've saved up a long time to build my dream PC setup: triple monitors, custom mechanical keyboards, ergonomic chairs, all the works.
Who, for those who don't know, that stuff's expensive.
Really spendy.
Really
I know.
expensive.
And I don't know what year this was, but $2,000 for all that seems really cheap.
I was gonna say a good ergonomic chair on its own can easily run you between $700 to $1,200, sometimes even more.
Absolutely. So this, I didn't have a date on this one, so I don't know what year this was, but my guess is it was a minute ago.
Gotcha.
Altogether, my rig is worth a bit over $2,000, and I take care of it like it's a child. Last weekend, my older sister, 30 female, asked if she could crash at my place for one night because her apartment was being fumigated and her husband was out of town. She has a 3-year-old son, Max, who's, let's say, spirited. I love him, but he's a little chaos goblin. I hesitated, but she swore that she would keep an eye on him and that it would just be for one night. They show up Saturday afternoon, and immediately it's clear that she wasn't kidding about Max being a handful. Within 10 minutes of arriving, he pulled 4 books off my shelf, thrown my house plants on the floor, and spilled juice on my area rug. I tried to stay chill. He's 3. I get it, but I asked my sister politely to please keep him out of my office where my PC setup is, which is normal. Please respect boundaries. Like, you're in her living space. She rolls her eyes and goes, he's, quote, he's just exploring. He's curious. It's normal, end quote.
No,
But she,
no, no. Sorry, sorry. No. Oh my God. No. Hush, hush. Save your comments. Save your comments.
but she closes the office door anyway. Cut to Sunday morning. I wake up to screaming. Max had apparently woken up before his mom and managed to open the office door and decided my setup was his new jungle gym. He pulled down one of my monitors, cracking the screen. He stuck crackers into the PC tower's ventilation slots. I'm not kidding. And yanked out my keyboard's keycaps and had colored on my chair with permanent marker. The cherry on top, he poured apple juice into the tower, into it. When I tell you I went silent, I mean dead silent. My sister comes in, sees the damage, and just says, quote, "Oh no," end quote, in this incredibly flat tone, like someone knocked over a cup of coffee. I started freaking out, and she had the audacity to say, quote, "You should have baby-proofed the room if it was that important to you," end quote. I lost it. I told
Mm-hmm.
her that one, she knew he wasn't supposed to be in there. Two, this is my space, not a daycare. And three, baby proofing a $2,000 gaming setup is not a standard requirement for adults living alone. She told me to calm down and said that he's just a kid and stuff is replaceable. I told her she could replace it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said she didn't have the money right now, but maybe in a few months she could give me a few hundred. I told her that wasn't acceptable and she needed to take full responsibility.
I'm just
She
like,
left.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just so like aghast.
I know. I can tell like you're just kind of in shock over there.
Uh huh.
You look like a deer in headlights.
Well, yeah. I am just so flummoxed on this. I can't even.
Mm-hmm.
The way that I was raised, and Jess knows my mother well. Can you imagine if I had been the toddler in this situation and done that?
I'd be scared out of my mind.
I'd be terrified out of my mind. My parents would not have put up with any of that. And we were going to a lot of places that didn't have other kids because my parents were older when they had us. And so
Mm-hmm.
you very much learned from an early age that if you're told you don't go somewhere, you don't go somewhere. You can sit
Mm-hmm.
here. You cannot be running around. Like the what?
Just the thought of not even doing what happened, but just like going into the room. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Going in,
That puts the fear into me.
going. Yeah. Also, I want to know, like, how did this kid have access to the juice and the crackers? Because, like, the snacks I get, those are usually kept at a level where kids can get to, but things that are spillable, especially at that age, my
Mm-hmm.
experience from nannying and just having kids around me is that you put the stuff that can cause the most damage, not where the child can get it. So the fact that they could
Right.
help themselves to the crackers and the apple juice before mom is up, nope, nope, no, nope, nope, nope. I am putting this all on the sister. This is some one, you're being a bad sister. Two, you're being a bad mom.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are going to hate me for that. Like, you're not a mom. You can't judge. I am judging here. Okay, my mother raised me on the standard of what you should be doing as a parent of a young child when you're in someone else's space. This ain't it.
Mm-hmm. Then no.
God,
No.
I want to send this episode to my mom once it's aired and just be like, hey, Ma, thank you. Like, genuinely, thank you for how you raised us. Also, listen to this and tell me that you're not, your blood pressure isn't through the roof.
Oh gosh, my blood pressure is like yeah.
Yeah, I can't even. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Keep going with the story. Keep going.
So she left in a huff, and now my whole family is blowing up my phone. My mom says I'm being materialistic and should understand that my nephew didn't mean it. My dad said that I should have locked the door if it was that important. My brother actually said, quote, "Why do you even need three monitors anyway? That's kind of overkill," end quote.
Okay, 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 okay. I have to say this in here real quick. One of my biggest pet peeves, and I have one, experienced this, and two, seen it happen enough. I absolutely loathe that when someone screws something up of someone else's, interferes with
Mm-hmm.
property, damages it, whatever, and the perpetrator, instead of taking accountability, they're like, oh, well, you didn't really need this. Why did you do that? Why do you have this? And it's like, hang on a minute. No, 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 no,
That's
no,
not
no,
the
no.
point.
That's not the point here. Also, software engineer or software programmer is what she's doing, and she's got work from home
Yeah.
stuff. Buddy, just because you can't figure out how to do more than open your email doesn't mean that your standard of technology is what she needs to operate with. Like, I might be madder in this episode than I was the last. Whew.
Ooh.
Okay, okay, okay.
And last episode was a doozy.
Yeah, Australia with the Karen neighbor and the audacity.
Go check it out if you haven't.
Yeah.
So I filed a claim with my insurance, but there's no guarantee it'll be covered since it was technically guest damage. I told her that if she does not pay up, I'll take her to court for what happened. Now I'm getting texts from my sister demanding an apology for, quote, blaming her kid for being curious, end quote. I told her I'd drop it if she covered the cost of repairs and replacements or at least meet me halfway, and she blocked me.
Okay. OP is not blaming Max. I think the 3-year-old's
Yeah,
name is. No, we're not blaming Max. Max was
we're
doing the
blaming the
3-year-old
mom.
too. We're blaming the mom, the sister. Like, you can't. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay.
So, am I overreacting if I take my sister to court for this?
No, you're not overreacting. Not at
Mm-mm.
all.
No,
No, no,
no.
do it. Because something tells me this is not the only instance of them being rude and or putting you in a tough position because they have ruined an opportunity and or your property. Also, if you can't afford to replace someone's incredibly nice setup, maybe spring the money for a hotel room or stay with the mom or the brother or
Yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't.
So, an update, short update, and then a little longer one, I think. So, wow, just wow. 4 hours later, I wake up from my nap to this. Thank you guys. It'll take me a bit to read all of this. My sister has not unblocked me, but her husband reached out to find out what happened. I'm sorry, I don't have more to tell yet, but I'll update again when I do. Seriously, thanks for the insights, everyone. My head is a lot clearer now.
I want to know how it went
Update.
with the husband.
So we find out an update too. Hey, y'all. My sister's husband reached out, as mentioned earlier, and we're working out a solution if possible. He's been really understanding, as have all of you. Also, to clarify the office situation, my 1 bedroom apartment is on the small side, maybe 355 square feet. So the landlord converted an ex clothes cabinet into a makeshift office. It's weird, but the building is from the 40s, and so they had to get creative with the space with an old tenant or something. So it's living room. My sister and her kids slept there, plus the kitchen. I slept there, plus the office. Thanks for all the support and the award. I don't, apparently, she got some sort of
There's like
Reddit
ways to
award.
do like
Oh, is
stars and
there?
like send people money. I don't fully understand it,
Oh,
but yeah.
I don't have words for how nice people have been in the DMs. Update 3, which is a longer, okay, this is the longer one that I was thinking of. Hey again, just wanted to post a quick update since it's been a little under a week and a few people have asked what happened next. Things are better, Pretty weird and still ongoing, but here is where we're at. Last Saturday, my brother in law came over to check out the damage himself. He actually brought Max, the toddler, with him, which I was almost livid about at first, but he did have a reason. He asked Max to try opening the office door, and he couldn't. The door was too heavy. You can probably guess where this is going. Brother-in-law offered to take my PC to the store that it was originally built for me just to see what was fixable. I agreed, but asked for something in writing just so I had peace of mind. We put together a little agreement that he'd be responsible for it while it was with him. Yeah, it was just a formality and wouldn't hold much merit anywhere, but it made me feel a bit more in control.
See your jurisdiction sometimes. Yeah, I'm not going to give legal advice on that, but having something in writing, definitely a good idea.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
On Monday, he dropped it off at the shop and gave them my number so they could keep me updated. He also told me that he confronted my sister about how things played out. I sent him my original Reddit post too. He read the comments and apparently showed them to her. She still hasn't unblocked me, and from what I've heard, was not happy about the fact that my brother-in-law is actually listening to me. I also shared the post and some comments with my parents and brother since no one really believed me before. My parents still don't fully get it, but they've at least stopped pushing back. My brother is more understanding now, though for some reason he mostly wanted to talk about how many people saw the post. I don't think either of those three still care really, and I'm fine if they see this. Do better. Anyway, I went to see the PC today. The shop said it was mostly salvageable. It needed a very, very careful internal clean and a few fans replaced and some wiring fixed, but overall the main parts survived somehow. Brother-in-law told me that he would cover the cost of the repair, no hesitation. When I brought up what my sister said about not being able to pay even $200, he said that she's lying. He also said that he's not sure Max actually did all the damages. He thinks that the door was left open on purpose or that my sister might have even done some of it herself. Based on the height of the tower and where the crackers ended up, it didn't quite add up to a toddler acting alone. Apparently, she's been telling him that I have a gambling addiction. I did get a bit hooked on Jen Sheen like 4 years ago, I guess, and that maybe this whole thing will, quote, wake me up, which is new. She used to be supportive or at least indifferent. No idea where this switch came from. So yeah, that's where we're at. My PC is being cleaned up and fixed, and brother-in-law is covering the cost. My sister-in-law has blocked me and won't talk to me. Still tempted to start something with her, to be honest, especially if she actually did all this on purpose. Still not ruling out small claims court, depending on how things go. Thanks again to everyone who responded to the original post. Seeing how many people understood what really happened really helped me hold the line with my family when I felt I was losing my mind. One thing I've been turning over in my head lately is what if my sister did do something to my setup on purpose? I don't want to believe that. It feels like a stretch, but the more I think about it, the less so, I guess. But then I remember how she acted when I asked her to keep Max out of the office. The eye roll and the he's just curious comment, like she didn't take any of it seriously. And now hearing from my brother-in-law that she's been saying I have a crippling gambling, gaming, whatever addiction and need to grow up. It's just weird. She used to be cool about it, never super into games herself, but she got that it was important to me. If something changed, I don't know when or why. And if this was some weird way to make a point or teach me a lesson, that's messed up. You're not my mom. How about talking first instead of this? I don't want to jump to conclusions, but the more I think about it, the less it makes sense that Max could have done all of that alone. It's sick if she blames her own son for it. So, yeah, not accusing anyone outright, but that thought is there now. And if you're my sister reading this, which I'm guessing you are, because I bet you'd love to look at the comments that are on your side a lot, I don't know why you blocked me. I don't know what shifted in your head about all of this, but if you actually had anything to do with damaging my setup, whether it was on purpose or just the complete carelessness, F you. You know I worked hard for that. You know what that rig meant to me, and you know I would never do something like that to your stuff. And if Max really did all of it on his own, I hope you're paying closer attention now, not for my sake, but for his. Read the comments on my first post again from the other parents and people with younger siblings who clearly know better than you. That is all. Thank you for reading those who did.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know how involved the sister was in it.
I mean, no one's ever going to know
No,
unless she says, but
I don't think that's going to happen.
no, probably
Mm,
not.
No, it's just, I don't know. I don't like any of it at
Mm-mm.
all. This is, I don't know. I don't like it. If you genuinely are concerned about a loved one having a addiction of any sort,
It's not the way to go about that.
no, no.
Not
And
even a little bit.
not even a little bit. And before anyone's like, maybe, and it's like, no, honey, no. Jess and I have both seen and personally have known people in addiction of things. And
hmm
this is not, no, not the approach.
No, not even, no.
Not even
No, no, no,
remotely
no,
close.
no.
In fact, I do believe that this is one of the, well, a version of this is what they specifically say you should not be doing to the addict because it will just alienate them, feel like they don't have a choice in anything, and then they are way less likely to comply with any treatment or programming or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, so even if that's what her sister's falling back on, no, no.
We have another update.
Oh, we do. Oh, I thought that was the
We
end. Let's go.
do.
Update, update.
A few weeks ago, I made a post about my sister's toddler, 3-year-old male, almost destroyed my PC setup. Long story short, she and her son were staying with me overnight. He got into my office and the whole setup got wrecked with juice and crackers and bits shoved into the tower. The situation was awful, and when I asked my sister in law to help cover the damages, she made excuses and blamed me instead.
Wait, quick
It's been
clarifying. Is she a sister-in-law or is she a sister?
She's sister.
Oh, I thought you said sister-in-law. Sorry.
Oh, did I? My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, sister.
Sister. Okay.
So we have sisters, and then the brother in law, who's the husband of the sister, is the one that's been helping her.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know when I mixed that up. My bad.
If you did, it's fine. We're catching it now. It's sister.
Okay, so sister. It became a whole family drama. My sister blocked me and acted like the whole thing was my fault. But her husband, my brother in law, reached out on his own. He checked the damage himself, helped take my PC in for repairs, and ended up covering the costs because he was genuinely embarrassed by the way that she acted. He even started questioning whether their toddler could have done that much damage on his own, especially after the kid couldn't even open the door by himself. My brother in law thought maybe my sister left it open or did something herself. Within a week of that, my brother in law confronted her, and well, she kicked him out of the house. Like full on, told him to get the hell out, pack up his things, dump them, and left them by the curb like he was a stray dog. She screamed that he was, quote, betraying her and, quote, taking the side of that effing Reddit B, end quote, meaning me. She also apparently accused him of conspiring and cheating on her with me to, quote, humiliate her publicly, end quote, which, what? She hasn't let him see their kids since. No visits, no phone calls. She's gone full black hole mode and is completely unreachable, threatening cops if he goes near. She's blocked me, even my brother, even some extended family, and is only talking to our parents who are still enabling her. But I think it's only so they can keep Max at an arm's length. Meanwhile, I'm hearing rumors that she's been telling people I'm unhinged, psychotic, and I made the whole thing up. She told one of our cousins that I lured her kid in the office like some kind of trap or setup. I don't know if this is postpartum related or if something snapped or if she's always been this vindictive and I didn't want to see it, but I'm scared. Scared for her kids, scared for her husband, and yeah, I'm also scared for myself because if she's willing to ruin her whole marriage and turn this family against me just to protect a lie, my parents want to keep it under wraps, but I know my brother in law wants to get her help. I want to get her help too, but I don't know where to start or what to do. What can I possibly what can I start with to possibly push her towards someone who can help her out? Has someone dealt with a situation like this before? I feel helpless. As I know, she is an adult and has free will, but I fear for her safety and my nephew's safety as well. My brother in law voiced wanting to divorce her and told my parents that he will get his son, whether they approve or not. His side of the family is furious with mine, and I have no idea where I stand because, yeah, I guess I started this. Is this salvageable? If so, what can I do? Who can I contact within the state? Is there anything I can even do? Does anyone know?
Yeah, that's tricky.
That's that's rough.
That's rough. Also, no, she did not start this. Her sister did. I
Yeah.
am not a medical expert. Postpartum, 3 years afterwards, because I'm not hearing a mention of a recent pregnancy
Yeah,
or
unless
childbirth.
yeah, unless there was one that we don't know about, like a
No.
miscarriage or something, but
Yeah, but I mean, my understanding of the extreme impact of postpartum emotions from that hormone drop off and just trying to get your body back after, and I don't mean like your body shape, I mean your hormone levels back to what they were pre pregnancy. I know that that can last over a year for many folks, but I've not heard of it lasting 3 years. I mean, maybe it could, but I don't think that that's something that can be like the that just excuses away everything she's doing here.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what state this is in. And again, we cannot give legal advice here. We are not giving legal advice here. Seek your own.
Mm-mm.
It I would be trying to find out what the procedures are for opening a CPS, a Child Protective Services case, out of concern for the 3-year-old's well-being.
Per Google, because I was curious, postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis typically lasts 12 to 2 to 12 weeks and can take up to 12 months to fully recover. But it also says that it can reoccur later in life. But then that usually starts getting into the lines of having an actual mental health condition like bipolar or something else.
That would make sense.
Again, Google, not me.
Yeah, Google. Google. I know, because I'm like trying to piece it through because my first thought was like, okay, is this a schizophrenia or if it is bipolar disorder? Because that does like randomly present for women in their mid to late 20s. And she's 30, but you had baby in there and postpartum. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think there is definitely
I don't know.
something going on there. And it's one that it would merit calling Child Protective Services if
I would
anything for
agree
the
with
sake of
that.
Max. Like that's not a
Yeah.
healthy environment for that child
Well,
to
it's
be
like
in.
no one really has eyes on this kid either. And you can just see what she's doing. Again, we only are getting one side of this, but from the one side, it is very concerning. There's a
Yeah.
lot of red flags popping up.
A lot of red flags. And I can understand why the parents are enabling to a degree, because they do want to try to keep their grandson within arm's reach, because it sounds like they are
Mm-hmm.
concerned about him. And that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. I'm concerned too, as just a random stranger on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't know. This is one of those tricky spots to walk, but I don't think OP should be blaming herself for anything, because this just happened to be, the catalyst, the event where it happened, but it could have easily been
Something
XYZ or
else.
anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
this is not on OP.
We have a short update and then a final update.
Ooh, let's go.
Short update. Hello, everyone. It's been a while, but for those still interested in my situation, here's an update. The good news first: my PC is fully functional again. The store was able to recover it. My nephew is now in a safe and stable environment with my brother in law. Unfortunately, there have also been some difficult developments. My brother in law is currently in the process of separating from my sister. It seems I've essentially been disowned by my mother, and now it appears by my father as well. The only one still in contact with me is my brother. Thank you for those who have checked in. It truly means a lot. That was the short little update.
Aww, poor
And
girl.
now I know this, it's a really crappy situation too. Just everything about it. The final update here. It's been a long while since I last posted, and honestly, I wasn't sure if I wanted to give another update at all. A lot has happened over the past 6 months, some good, some of it really heavy, and some of it that I'm still struggling to process. But I know a lot of you followed the whole thing from the beginning, and my direct messages have been full of so many awesome, supportive people. I feel as if I owe it to all of you for a final update before letting this matter go. First, the positives. My PC is alive and well, and it has been for a while. The shop did a miracle job restoring it, and it's running beautifully again. It almost feels symbolic now. Like after everything blew up in my life, at least this one thing that mattered to me is still standing. I've gotten closer to my brother in law, well, ex brother in law now, I guess, though it feels weird to call him that since he's still family to me. He has full custody of my nephew, and that little kid is thriving. He's calmer, happier, and honestly just a joy to be around in a lot of ways that I didn't even realize before. And he turned 4 after all the court stuff ended, so we could have his birthday in peace. My brother in law has his own family helping him, and I've been pitching in too where I can. It's exhausting at times, but I don't regret a second of it. My nephew deserves stability, and my brother in law deserves support after everything he's gone through. Watching him step up as a single dad has been inspiring. Now for the complicated part: my family. When things first went down, my parents were still on my sister's side and I was basically the black sheep. But something happened during the legal proceedings that made them realize that she wasn't well and that I hadn't been exaggerating about any of it. For the first time in what feels like forever, they stopped defending her blindly. They actually reached out to me, apologized, and admitted that they'd been wrong. Well, kind of, but I couldn't be asked to escalate it again. It's been slow, but they've been trying to rebuild things with me. Part of me resents that it took them this much to finally see the truth, but I'm also relieved not to be completely estranged from my parents anymore. I'm still trying to decide what kind of relationship they deserve to have with me after all of this. As for my sister, I don't even know how to start. During the custody battle, she completely broke down. A lot of stuff came out, including the fact that she had broken and damaged other people's things in the past, friends and coworkers, intentionally. She admitted that she did it because, in her words, brother in law, quote, owed her more, end quote, as the mother of their child, and destroying things was her way of, quote, making him notice her, end quote. She also said something else that stuck with me, that when she broke things, she felt powerful. She said people underestimated her, ignored her, treated her like she was just a mom. But when she did destroy something, she knew it couldn't be ignored. It forced people to react, and it sure did. I know some people witnessing this in real time still pity her, which I don't know how to feel about it. Still, it explains so much of her behavior, not just with the PC, but with their marriage, with our family, and how she's spiraled. She wanted to feel like she mattered, but instead of asking for help in a healthy way or seeking support, she turned to control and destruction. And when that wasn't enough, she escalated. Writing that out makes me feel so sad, honestly. It's like everything I suspected about the PC wasn't just a suspicion. And to think all of this could have been avoided if she sought help or accepted going to couples therapy promptly. Apparently, my brother in law had suggested it a few times to her, but she declined. After she lost custody of my nephew, things spiraled fast. She had a complete breakdown, and long story short, she's now in jail awaiting transfer to a psychiatric facility. I don't want to go into every detail, but it's safe to say it'll be a long time before I get to see her again or want to see her again. And here's the part I can't quite make peace with. I feel bad for her. I know that might sound crazy after everything she's put me through, after how she tore our family apart and what she did to her own son, but she's still my sister. There's this ache I can't quite get rid of because I don't know if the person she is now is who she always was or if something in her just snapped along the way. I look back on our childhood and teenage years and wonder if there were signs that I missed, if there were some pattern of behavior I brushed off as moodiness or sibling rivalry that was actually something worse. What complicates those feelings even more is everything that happened after my posts started spreading. I never expected them to blow up the way that they did. I just wanted an outside perspective because my whole family was gaslighting me, making me feel insane for protecting my own belongings, and then suddenly it was everywhere. On Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, even some news articles was made about it. Someone tagged me letting me know that Smosh, which Smosh has a big, huge Reddit story following, had even featured my story, which was surreal and honestly sort of humiliating in its own way, even though being noticed was kind of cool, I guess. Strangers were debating my family like it was some sort of reality TV show, and I had no control over it. At first, I was grateful for the validation, but over time, it started to eat away at my conscience. Keeping my posts public turned out to be a mistake. I know hindsight is 2020, but I regret not locking them down sooner. By the time brother-in-law's lawyers told us that it would be best to hide everything, the damage had already been done. My sister had already seen the comments, and the full force of the internet turned against her, and she hyperfixated on it. This is not me speculating either. One of our cousins told me that she would rant constantly during the legal proceedings and always bring it back to the posts and how I had publicly humiliated her. Apparently, she would spend hours scrolling, trying to dig up my posts, look for new comments, and even after I hid them, it was like pouring salt into the wound, and she couldn't stop picking at it. I kept asking myself if I made things worse by letting it stay up as long as I did, if I gave her more ammunition for her paranoia, or if I pushed her further toward the breaking point that ended her losing everything. Part of me feels like I failed her, like maybe if I had been more careful, she wouldn't have spiraled so badly. But then another part of me reminds myself that it wasn't the internet that broke her, it was something already inside her. The post didn't cause her to smash my PC or lash out at my brother in law or to neglect her own child. Those were choices that she made long before Reddit came into the picture. I realize there's no point in deleting them. Even if I scrub the entire account clean, the internet never forgets. Copies are out there somewhere, archived and dissected on all forums I'll never see. I can't control that, no matter how much I might want to. What I can control is how I move forward, how I take care of myself, my nephew, and the family I still have. The truth is, moving forward has been a mixed bag. On one hand, my daily life feels lighter without the constant chaos of my sister's presence. I'm not coming home to find something broken. I'm not waking up to accusatory texts. I'm not walking on eggshells waiting for the next outbursts. That alone has been a kind of freedom I didn't realize how badly I needed. On the other hand, there is this strange emptiness where she used to be. Even if her presence was destructive, she was still there, part of the fabric of my family, and now there's just a jagged hole. My nephew asks about her sometimes. He doesn't fully understand what happened, of course. He just knows that mommy is sick and can't take care of him right now. Brother in law and I try to keep our answers simple, but the truth is, I don't know what kind of relationship, if any, he'll be able to have with her in the future. I think about that a lot because no matter how much I've been hurt by her, I can't help but imagine what it'll feel like for him one day when he's old enough to learn the truth. How do you explain to a child that their mother did what my sister has done? How can it ever make sense to him? I don't know what to do when the day comes either that brother in law or I have to explain what happened. As for me, I've been in therapy since all of this started, recommended by some of the lovely people in the comments and my direct messages. Thank you. At first, it was just a way to vent, but it's become essential, to be honest. My therapist keeps reminding me that none of this is my fault and that my sister's choices were her own and that I didn't ruin her life by posting about the PC and that it's not my job to fix her. I hope to one day believe everything that my therapist tells me. As for my sister, I don't know what the future holds for her or if she'll ever get better. But if anyone else has problems like this, maybe be a bit more careful than I was. I spent the last months worrying I'd get charged with something for causing emotional turmoil over a Reddit post. On a positive note, the stress caused me to reconnect with an old hobby, retro electronics. Did you know the 3DS is considered retro now? I didn't. I feel old. I'm the same age as Pokemon Crystal. Anyways, from now on, I will be focusing on graduating and working to help my brother in law pay off the debt that accumulated during the legal proceedings and investigation. But now that it's over, it's nice to know that at least for the coming months, things should be peaceful for me and those who matter most to me. Thank you, everyone who has followed this from the beginning. And that is it.
Oh, okay. I did
Wow.
not know that 3DS was retro because I remember when that was coming out and that was like the brand new thing. So
Yeah.
cool. I feel you there, OP. Um, I'm really, really glad to hear that the nephew is in a safe and stable place and that the sister is getting help. That's
Mm-hmm.
really good to hear.
Yeah. Ultimately, she's getting help and the child is thriving, being away from that chaos, being taken out of that chaos.
Yeah. I do notice the irony of us doing her story, dissecting it, just like she's saying, "Oh, I got annoyed." And that is kind of a tricky thing with anything posted on the internet is that lack of control once you put it out there.
Yeah.
Um, Now, I'm not talking about like images and people doctoring images to make them
Right.
graphic. That is a completely different zone,
Mm-hmm.
adjacent but different.
Right.
Where when it comes to these Reddit stories, yeah, that is really hard. And yeah, I don't know if there's a good answer on that because there was a really dramatic and chaotic time in my life where I almost posted a Reddit story because I just needed a vent. And
Yeah.
not everyone in my life knew what was happening at the time. So I had it all ready to go. And then me with my technology luck, my computer kept crashing. So I couldn't even post it. But now I sit here looking back and I'm like, okay, I had changed names and everything. I created a throwaway account. So like even though I was angry enough, I still was putting distance in case it does
Mm-hmm.
blow up. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a tricky thing there, but I'm hoping that more good than bad came out of this, which it
Yeah,
sounds like it did, but ultimately that's kind of for OP to
ultimately.
decide.
Yeah. And I mean, another thing with that too is I don't know if it was like it didn't sound like it was a throwaway count or anything. She didn't use anybody's names, but also she was sending it to like the brother in law and the brother and the parents. So you're throwing it on Reddit to be like, I need opinions, but then you're also sharing that with your circle, which also, like, I understand you being like, here are other people's opinions so you can see I'm not crazy. But also, that does come with its own risks to be like, hey, I posted about you. This is literally about you.
Yeah. I mean, there is an inherent risk either way.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're ever in a spot where, thankfully, my situation, I ended up, being able to talk to people about it. And, I didn't have to rely on Reddit. But I do think there's a valuableness in finding community outside of people that know you and that have a
Yeah.
bias in the situation. So I do think at the end of the day, posting on Reddit, and I'm not talking the AI bot stories. I'm talking like the
No,
actual folks
the real
looking,
Reddit.
the real Reddit for folks looking in this situation as she was in her original post saying like,
Hmm.
what do you guys recommend to do? Like, I'm concerned here. What can I do? I think that's
Yeah.
a really good starting point for a lot of folks.
Hmm.
That's what these stories keep doing. And, maybe someone reads the story and there's some similarities to something going on in their life and it can help them make some decisions.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it's a good thing.
I do too. I think it's a good outlet, especially, you can stay anonymous. Yeah, people can eventually find it, but yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, unless you are talking to only a therapist or someone who has that professional confidence where they cannot disclose it, you chatting with a neighbor, with a best friend, or whoever it is, stuff can get back to folks. So
Hmm.
it's really
It's
more of
risks
a,
with anybody. Yeah.
yeah, choose your risk.
Yeah. But it sounds like, thankfully for OP here, the big issues have been resolved. Sister's getting help, kids okay, her PC is functional again, and everyone's just trying to learn their new life, basically.
I was going to say, pick up the pieces of their life and try
Yeah.
seeing what it makes now, what the pieces can do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hope things get better for the sister because that does sound really concerning. Those statements
Very
made during the
concerning.
custody battle.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there was worse things said too, because she's like, I'm not even gonna mention that. And I'm just glad that she's getting hopefully the help she needs.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, poor girl. Poor
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, it's just a crappy situation for everybody involved.
Yeah. But best, honestly, the ending of this, quote unquote, ending
Yeah.
for Reddit purposes, this is kind of the best that you could ask or even hope for in this situation.
Yeah, I would agree.
So,
Well, that is all we have for this Reddit story for this week.
yes. If you guys have any opinions on today's story or what you think about the benefit of Reddit and having these stories out there, I
Hmm.
honestly, we would love to hear your take on this. Keep it respectful,
Absolutely.
but yes.
Yes. And if you have any stories of your own or stories that you've found stumbling across Reddit, because you can go for days and days and see so many different ones, feel free to either put them in the comments below or you can also send us an email. We will see it and we would love to read those live, not live.
We will read it and then we'll figure out how to go from there. But yeah, we don't do lives because of the amount of chaos that
You
happens.
guys don't see. Yeah.
Yeah, Jess does a lot of editing. There is a reason we called this podcast the Chaos Chronicles. Like, it's not, it wasn't just like, ooh, alliteration, it's cute. No, it's because it's encompassing of what we have here.
Yeah. But thanks for hanging out, and we will see you next time for who knows what. Bye.
Adios. Yeah, I wasn't even going to try to say the who knows what Wednesday. Now I can say it.
Now that we're done.
Son of a biscuit.